Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. From dead people to crop circles to split personalities, M. Night Shyamalan loves taking his audiences on a mind-bending ride. Now he puts his spin on the Cabin in the Woods subgenre of horror with Knock at the Cabin. It's in theaters and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. Knock at the Cabin starts off with an innocent young girl named Wen, who's played by Kristen Cui, playing outside at her family cabin. Daddy Andrew, who's played by Ben Aldridge, and Daddy Eric, who's played by Jonathan Groff, are enjoying a glass of wine on the backside of the cabin. What they don't see, though, is a stranger approaching Wen. He's played by Bautista, and tells Wen that his name is Leonard, and that his three friends have a very important job to do. Now, it's not long before Wen runs inside, and Leonard and his friends knock on the front door of the cabin, taking Wen and her daddy's hostage. Leonard tells Eric, Andrew, and Wen that they have to make an impossible decision, and the sacrifice could save the world. The film also stars Rupert Grint, Abby Quinn, and Nikki Amuka Bird. Knock at the Cabin is based on the book A Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. M. Night Shyamalan directs and shares screenwriting credits with Steve Desmond and Michael Sherman. Now, the home invasion and cabin in the woods stories are commonly used in the horror genre, and yet Shyamalan and his team, I think, take a really fresh approach with how they treat the kidnappers. Now, I knew I was in good hands early on with a vintage opening credit sequence design, which is then aided by this kind of heavy and daunting score by Herdis Stefan Dotier. Now, there's no wasting time, as we do get that quick exchange between Leonard and Wen, and then it is off to the races with this unpredictable ride that the audience is in for. Dave Bautista continues to showcase his strengths as a former wrestler turned actor, and he's purposely picking roles and directors to really challenge him. And we've seen that now with Dune, Glass Onion, and really now here. And yes, he is the villain, but Bautista shies away from any, horror movie villain trope in how he really borders on, I think, apologetic for his actions. He's got a really soft voice, and it's eerie with how matter-of-fact he makes Leonard in his actions. Rupert Grint also shies away from his Ron Weasley days, playing one of Leonard's cohorts. We learn that all these characters met in an online forum and believe that the end of the world is near. And it's staggering how topical it feels when members of QAnon meet online and think that the apocalypse is coming. And much like in real life, we see in this movie that it happens to everyday people. A sports coach, a nurse, a caretaker, who all fall into this rabbit hole of beliefs. Now, to counter the horror, though, Shyamalan keeps a real grounded gay couple and their daughter at the center. It's a really beautiful love story that we see fleshed out through flashbacks that do include some gay trauma, but joy. And that trauma, though, is key to the survival instincts at hand. Ben Aldridge and Jonathan Groff make for a really dreamy couple, while young Kristen Cui is memorable and really strong on camera. M. Night Shyamalan has a nail-biter of a thriller on his hands, and this becomes a bit of a cat-and-mouse chase full of mind games between these characters. It moves at a brisk pace, really matching that end-of-the-world countdown. Now, Shyamalan is known for his polarizing endings, and I wouldn't quite call this a twist, but there is a reveal, and one that I'm a little torn on. But all that being said, it still makes, I think, for one of M. Night Shyamalan's best films to date. I'm giving Knock at the Cabin 4 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel for some other movie reviews, as well as my appearances on Twin Cities Live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Paul's Movie Trip, and then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of Knock at the Cabin. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.